Good morning children, welcome to State Vidya Mandir English High School CBSE Board online audio video lessons. I am your English teacher Jheel Miss, and the chapter that we will be learning today is Adjectives, Degrees of Comparison. Now in total there are 3 degrees of comparison. First is positive, second is comparative, and third is superlative. First let us understand what these degrees are. In your textbook, here you have given an example. Ramesh is a tall boy. Atul is taller than Ramesh. Vijay is the tallest of the three. In these 3 sentences, the first sentence just tells us about Ramesh. Only one person. Ramesh is a tall boy. But in the second sentence, it is telling me about 2 people, Atul and Ramesh. Atul is taller than Ramesh. So, in a sentence where comparison is done between 2 people, it is called comparative degree. In a sentence where there is no comparison done, it is called positive degree. And in a sentence where comparison is done among 3 people or 3 things, then that sentence is called superlative degree. Third sentence, Vijay is the tallest of the 3. The same way I can say Riya is smart. Neha is smarter than Priya. And third sentence I can say Shrishti is the smartest among all 3. Again, in these 3 sentences, the first sentence is positive as it is telling me about only one person. In the second sentence, I used the word smarter and compared between 2 people. So when 2 people are compared, it is called comparative degree. And in the last sentence, I said Srishti is smarter than all of them. Over here, I am again giving information about one person, but I am comparing 3 people, right? So, in a sentence where the comparison is done between 2 or more people or 2 or more things, it is called to be superlative degree. Let's go ahead and just get these degrees: positive, comparative, and superlative. Positive is done for 1, comparative is done for 2, and superlative is done for more than 2. So, clever, cleverer, cleverest. Rich, richer, richest. Strong, stronger, strongest. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Young, younger, youngest. Old, older, oldest. Then we have the spellings here have to be very careful. You'll have to learn this entire thing. Second is, if the positive word ends with E, we just have to add R or ST. Example, brave. B-R-A-V-E. It is ending with E. So we have to add R or ST. R goes for comparative and ST goes for superlative. So brave becomes braver and bravest. Same way, wise, W-I-S-E, becomes wiser in comparative and wisest in superlative. The third type is, if the positive ends in Y and the Y has a consonant before it, then that Y is changed into I before adding ER or ES. For example, easy, E-A-S-Y. There is Y at an end and there is a component before it. Component is S. So, while changing it to comparative and superlative, you have to replace Y with I and then you have to add ER for comparative and ST for superlative. So easy becomes easier in comparative and easiest in superlative. Same way, lazy, lazier, laziest. heavy, heavier, heaviest, happy, happier, happiest. In the fourth type, whenever the positive word is of one syllable or ends with a single consonant and has one short vowel before it, then the consonant is doubled before adding er or est. For example, big, bigger, biggest. Over here, the positive is big, big. But when it comes to comparative and superlative, you will have to add an extra consonant. So G becomes double G. So your big becomes bigger with BIGGER in comparative and BIGGEST for superlative. Same way, hot, hotter, hottest. Thin, thinner, thinnest. Then is many adjectives of two syllables and all the adjectives of more than two syllables which form comparative by using more before the positive and superlative by using most before the positive. Like I said earlier, beautiful becomes more beautiful in comparative and in superlative it becomes most beautiful. More examples are difficult, more difficult, most difficult. We cannot say difficult, difficulter, difficultest. That will be totally wrong. You'll have to add more and most. Important, more important, most important. But there are some words where we have to totally change the word for comparative and superlative. For example, good becomes better and best. Bad becomes worse and worst. Little becomes less, least. So bad, worse, worst. Good, better, best. Little, less, least. So exercise 1 is speak out the comparative and superlative degrees of these adjectives. Bright, brighter, brightest. Short, shorter, shortest. Sweet, sweeter, sweetest. Long, longer, longest. Large, larger, largest. Sixth one, able, abler, ablest. Seventh is strange, strange, stranger, strangest. Wide, wider, widest. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Dirty, dirtier, dirtiest. And so on and so forth. If you wish, you can write the answers to this in your English grammar notebook. For exercise 2, we have to frame similar sentences using these words. Okay. The first is honey. Example given is tomatoes are as costly as lemons. And the second sentence is tomatoes are not as costly as lemons. So here you have to use as dash as and not so dash as. First is honey. Honey was not so sweet as sugar. Second is water so necessary by our air. First one is honey. Honey is not so sweet as sugar. Third is apples. Apples are not so delicious as oranges. Fourth one, Radhika is not so pretty as Sunita. The same way you can do the following next 3 exercises. Exercise 3, 4 and 5. Then moving on to double comparatives and superlatives. Over here, Vani is more prettier than Amarjit. Prettier is the comparative degree of pretty. More is also used to form the comparative degree. So, it is wrong to say more with prettier. We must frame the sentence as Wani is prettier than a masjid. The same way, Mount Everest is the most highest peak in the world. We do not say like that. We say Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world because the the superlative word for high is highest. High, higher, highest. Then comes to much and many. We use much with quantity and many with number. Or we can say that we use much with uncountables and many with countables. Much work, much trouble. Many children, many customers. So work and trouble are not countable, hence we use the word much. And whereas children and customers are definitely countable, so we use the word many. Then comes little, a little, few and a few. We use little with quantity and few with number. Little means almost none. A little means something. Similarly, few means almost nothing and a few means at least something. Okay. So in your exercise 6, you have to fill in the blanks with the correct answers. First one is, I apologize for causing you trouble. You have to use either a little or a few. So what will you choose here? A little. Why? Because it is definitely something. So your answer is, I apologize for causing you a little trouble. Next is, dash persons turned up to see the match. Countable, people are countable, so we will use the word many. Many persons or many people turned up to see the match. Third is, the bus was only dash minutes late. Again, minutes are countable, so you will use the word a few. The bus was only few minutes late. Next is, I earn dash money than my brother. Again, money is countable, so you use the word less. I earn less money than my brother. Fifth one is, I do not have dash hope of success. Again, you cannot count success, so you will use the word much. I do not have much hope of success. Then is, I felt unhappy because my friends were of little help. We cannot count help, so we will use the word little. Last one is, we choose the dash of the two evils. Two evils are given, right? So we can definitely count it. So for countable adjectives, we use the word lesser. Then coming on to elder, older, eldest, oldest. Again, this is very easy. We use elder and eldest only with persons, of course. We do not use these words with animals or things. Besides, these words are used with members of the same family. My elder brother is a doctor. My eldest sister has got married. If we are going to use then in a sentence, we use older and not elder. If comparison is done, we use older. John is older than his sister. Older and oldest can be used with persons as well as things. Ritesh is the oldest boy in our class, and this is the oldest house in our street. So exercise 7. These caves are older than anything else. Can you name the dash book in the world? Oldest book. Alok is dash than Neeraj by 2 years. Here you can write older. Alok is older than Neeraj by 2 years. Fourth one, we are only two brothers. My elder brother can sing very well. Last one is, Mr. Bhatia has 3 sons. His eldest son is an engineer.